What is up, everyone? Zuback here in Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm going to give you my initial first kind of thoughts. I haven't really played the game long enough to give it a proper review, but I'm going to give you what I think out of my first, I think I've played about 8 hours so far. Now, first thing, the game looks very good. However, how good it looks and how good it runs it's going to depend on what you're running it on. I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of reports, people having a lot of issues. I have a pretty high-end PC I'm running it on, and as you can see, for me, it runs well. I had to do some tweaking in some settings, but I got it to look pretty good and run smooth. But initially, after installing, just getting a lot of lag, things like that. Now, as you can see, it is a very impressive looking game. No doubt. But does it look as good as the footage that we had been seeing? Nah, I'd say not really. I mean, maybe if you have like some sort of super setup, it would, but I kind of felt like the footage, but that's always how it goes with games like that. So really, let's get into it. What is this game? All right, what I would say about this game so far and what it feels like to me is really a mix of The Witcher 3 and GTA. It's close to The Witcher 3 in the sense of you have main storyline missions and you have many side things. Oh, geez. I think I just got hit by a car. Like The Witcher, you have, your main story stuff you're doing, but there's tons of side quests you can pick up. That's random thugs on the streets. It's actually really similar to running around any of the big cities in The Witcher 3, just set in a different, in a cyberpunk world. One of the things I have to say I found a little disappointing was it all felt familiar to me. And when I say familiar, it felt like I had played this game already, even though it's a brand new game. Like, I'll say this. There hasn't really been many times in the game where I had like a, oh my god, I can't believe that, that's amazing kind of thing. Which I was a little shocked about because first playthrough of The Witcher 3, for example, I was blown away and it grabbed me right away. This one, not so much. Okay, now there's the combat in this game, and the weapons and the gear you can get. I like it. It's cool. It's, again, similar to The Witcher, different, but in this, instead of armor, it's going to be clothes. And some of them look really, I don't like the way they look, but, whatever. You just kind of go with whatever's got the best stats. But there's many different weapons. One of the things from that I kind of hoped wouldn't be in this game, that is, and was also in The Witcher 3, is inventory clutter. There's just massive amounts of stuff you can pick up all over the city, and like in The Witcher, you just go into random buildings and can pick stuff up. Pick up a cup, pick up a magazine. I think I picked up a record recently. The story itself so far hasn't grabbed me too much. Like, it's actually a bit confusing, I would say. You get hit with a lot of stuff in this game pretty quick, like different characters, and to keep track of what's going on, I found, at least, it's not super straightforward. It's like, wait, this guy's who again? And that guy's who? And this and that. So, you go through your journal here, which if you played The Witcher 3, you'd be familiar with this. It's very similar to the quest log they had in that. All right, the bugs people have been having, crashing, things like that. I personally have not had bugs that bad. I have had issues with frame drop, but the latest NVIDIA drivers seem to resolve that, and a couple other tweaks in the graphics settings seem to sort it out for me. But I haven't had issues with the game crashing or blocking my progression in any kind of way. Now, this is a very impressive city. I mean, you could see it's like super full of people, and you know, like little kids. And what's also really impressive, you know, there's everyone, you know, looks a little bit different. You know, you got fat people, little kids, people in bathrobes. The city actually, unless it opens up more later, from what I've seen of the city, it's not as explorable as as the big cities in The Witcher. A lot of these buildings and shops and everything, you go and try and go in them and they're closed. So I don't know if you have to wait to a certain point in the game and then those open up, or it stays that way. Now, the combat in this game is it's basically, I don't know. You can go at it a number of different ways. You can approach a combat in a stealth-like way, or you can go in guns blazing. It's kind of up to you how you do it. But let me think. How do I feel about the combat? I feel it's meh. It's not super fun, the combat. To me anyway. This game, what I said before about it feeling familiar is because I think it took, like, forget about all the pretty graphics and everything for a second, and let's just talk about the game. It feels like I've already played it because it's so similar to The Witcher 3 in a sense, the way the missions go and that type of thing, the way you're going to play through the game, very similar to The Witcher 3. It also feels like Grand Theft Auto in the sense of doing the missions in a city and different gangs and things like that. So it feels like Grand Theft Auto. And it also feels like a Metal Gear game, because it's got this stealth aspect to it, and you'll run into rooms that, you have multiple ways to get through that room. There might be 5 enemies in it. You might be able to hack into a machine to distract them and then try and stealth kill them, or just sneak around them, or you could just go in and start shooting, and then it's like a shooting game. The Witcher 3, Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear. That's kind of the gameplay here. I mean, yeah, you can install tech, which is cool. I mean, it is a cyberpunk world, so obviously you can install, different cyber tech that gives you different abilities to do different stuff, which is cool. I mean, I like the hacking in the game. I like that you can hack into machines to distract enemies, or hack into security cameras and view them and stuff like that. I think that's cool, but nothing here has and I'm kind of sad to say it, but I'm going to be honest. Nothing here has blown my mind, which I was surprised about. Aside from maybe, the initial seeing the city, but I'd already seen that in a lot of the videos that have been posted. But actually being there, it was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But again, it just, for me, it didn't hit me like I thought it would. Like, wow, holy smokes! It was like I said, it felt like I'd played this game before. So does that mean I don't like it? No, not at all. I'm having fun with it, and I'm gonna play through it and finish it. But my initial impressions are that it's The Witcher 3 set in a cyberpunk world with GTA elements. and Metal Gear elements, you know, for the combat. This game was very hyped. Does it live up to that hype? I would say, from what I've seen so far, no. It does not live up to the hype. But is it bad? No. It's definitely a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. But the bottom line here, guys, I think, is it, as far as what I've seen so far, doesn't live up to the hype. And there you have it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can definitely give it a thumbs down. And if you really loved it, you can hit subscribe if you want. That always helps me out. But listen, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.